You've always known life was deep. That's why you can never take it for granted. That's why you pushed yourself every single day. Regardless of what life threw at you, you found a way to maneuver through it or around it. Never, never could you be broken. Nah, you couldn't be stopped. Deep within you, you didn't even know why. It was deeper than passion. It was way past desire. The force in you was alive, is alive and active, pushing you every single day. You got to realize that yes, you have what it takes to get through life regardless. You got to see that it was way bigger than you. It wasn't just about you. You got to see it clearly, right? And right when you felt like giving up, you thought about how far you done went, and you realized giving up wasn't even an option. No way, you can't give up. Oh yeah. You see, as you journey through life, you would see that your hard work, your hustling is being rewarded in so many different ways. And one of those ways is fame. Fame is one of those things that comes naturally to one who stay up on their grind. If you stay up on your grind, best believe you definitely gonna be catching fame. People gonna know you just for working hard, and that's really good, right? But as you rising up in the material ranks, and you're not really paying much attention to the internal aspect, right? You get to see that a certain part of you would be craving the attention. You love the attention. You love the fact that you're being recognized, right? And that's because it feels good to be recognized and appreciated for your efforts, for what you're doing, for your contribution. And somewhere along the road, if you're not careful, you're gonna realize that your connection to your initial passion might be shifty because you're letting all of that glory get to your head. You starting to let your ego take over the praise that's coming at you, right? And that's when the reality of the true self gets concealed. You see, right at that moment, you're gonna realize that if you give your mind over to your ego, you're gonna find yourself in a position where the people that are gonna be around you, the people that you're gonna be associating yourself with, they not gonna have your best interests at heart. They just gonna stick around because of what they're benefiting from you. They're not gonna be real with you. They're just gonna be the yes men, right? They're just gonna be the yes women. They're just gonna be the ones that's gonna agree to everything that you're saying. Not necessarily because what you're saying or what you're doing is for the betterment of self and the collective, but more so just because they're getting a check out of it, right? And when that happens and you're not really strong-willed, you're not really connected to the inner self, you might find yourself contemplating and thinking about giving up. Now, this message is really for that chosen one that is on that path that is leading up to that, and they're conscious of the reality of that fact. This is not for everybody. So if at this point you're probably wondering, what is he talking about? Then that means it's probably not for you. So you might as well just go ahead and check out. But when you start feeling like you want to give up because you realizing that self is calling out to you, but you're not in the mental space to want to give over to that because a certain part of you still greatly wants to experience more of the pleasure that comes about from interacting with the material realm, you're gonna feel like giving up. You're gonna feel like giving up, you know? And like I just said, that's because you didn't really know who to trust. The weight from the demands around you starts to weigh in on you. You might even find yourself questioning the reason why you even started doing what you're doing that got you to where you at. You know, you're gonna ask yourself, why are you staying committed to something that's only bringing about stress and anxiety? You can't even attract real people around you, right? But you're not really seeing how it's all connecting back to something that you ignored, you feel me? And like I said, this is just for the real ones. The real ones, they know. And you're gonna get to realize that due to the fact that you yearning for genuine interaction, you yearning for genuine connection, the spirit in you is definitely gonna eventually not only nudge at you, but push you. You probably already went through that phase already, or you're probably in that phase right now where you're feeling the spirit nudging at you, telling you it doesn't even have to be so complicated. Life ain't gotta be this complex, right? You probably feeling that. And you realizing that a lot of the impact that you made in the world was due to the fact that you did everything to keep the flame in you alive. Even when people doubted you, even when you started doubting yourself, even when you did not know how you were going to get through everything, you somehow managed to keep the flame within you alive. You got to notice that your light was now serving not just as a guide for yourself, but also as a guide and a source of inspiration for other people. So that's why every time you might have thought about giving up, you probably kept going, right? Because you realized you done came this far. It ain't no way you could just give up now. Real talk. And you seen it that it's just better to appreciate every single moment. You know what I mean? You get to see that all that you're going through, everything, it's not for you to really sit back and be mad at yourself for what you did not do or what you could have done or what you should have done. But it is to appreciate every single moment that is built up to that moment that you're in now, and even contemplating on, you know, your own actions and what you could have possibly done to get you to where you feel like you really, really need to be at, you know. But you're also getting to see that your life became an example for others. So that's a positive. That's something good that came out of all of that. You cannot just look down on yourself because you're feeling like you didn't prioritize your dreams and your goals over people. And you cannot look at it from that standpoint. You have to see the good things that have come out of your resilience, right? And you get to see that other people are also benefiting. Other people are bettering themselves from seeing the advantages, right? From seeing the good side of you bettering yourself. And then I'm sure when you get to chill, you probably imagining what life would have been like if you downplayed yourself. Because just by you not believing in yourself, just by you downplaying yourself, you end up taking a different route, and you realize that you could not take that route. Even if everybody else around you did not believe in you, you believed in yourself. You could not downplay yourself. Oh yeah. And you know, the good thing is that God actually saw you through your struggles. You know what I mean? God saw that even as you were struggling, you maintained faith in Him. And that was enough. That was enough, because you finally identified with the reality of the all. You said all of this wouldn't be if it wasn't for the Most High. All of this, everything that you pursuing, that you chasing, it wouldn't make no sense if you weren't doing it for the Most High. You understood that it was easy, it was simple. Once you connected to that, you left such an amazing trail. A trail that was an open path, just like your book, your life story. It's an open book. Everybody seeing your flaws, everybody also seeing that which is worthy of praising. Everybody seeing it all, and they also got to see that at the end of the day, you still biology, you still nature, you still one with the reality of self, right? They get to see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that's okay. That's what it means to be a perfect example, because people are not only seeing the good things that you do, meanwhile you hiding the bad things, right? That's not what it is. Your life was before everybody, and you are really, really doing the best that you can to maintain yourself through this maze that we've all found ourselves in. And despite everything, you still came out victorious. So it don't matter. You are a conqueror. You overcame already because you knew from the very beginning you had what it takes. Yes, the path was meant for you. You accepted it and everything that came with it. It wasn't about the bystanders. It was all about you. Welcome to the chosen path. I am your very own host, your brother, the common denominator, coming live from you to you. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Do subscribe to all of the other social media handles. Drop your comments below. Let's see if this is really resonating with you, if you are in accordance with it. Really, really appreciate it. Love y'all. Y'all stay blessed and stay safe out there.